The Battle of Kashyyyk was a major blow to the Galactic Alliance. The new Jedi Order and the HAPS Consortium withdrew from the Alliance, removing nearly 20% of the Alliance's fleet strength. Alliance forces attacked Comina to contain its forces. During the battle, elements of the Alliance's Third Fleet launched a camouflaged asteroid against Comina. This prompted the Comenarians to release the Aflyceria virus on Coruscant, which infected many civilians and military personnel. Following Tenel Ka's betrayal, Siegis felt heartbroken and betrayed. He admitted he would kill Tenel Ka and anyone who stood between him and Alana, his daughter. He also planned to force the HAPS Consortium back into the Alliance by taking Alana away from Tenel Ka. He kidnapped the girl and left a message: he would kill Alana if the Consortium supported the Alliance again. After the devastation of Kashyyyk, Luke decided it was time to remove his nephew Jacen from power. Following a plan devised by KYP Duron, a Jedi team led by Kyle Katarn was assembled. The team consisted of Katarn, Valen Horn, Than Mithric, Kola Hulaya, and Sihar Dorfald, who had been a spy for Jacen in the past. The group traveled to Coruscant to confront Jacen. Although they managed to reach him, the mission was a disaster. Jacen, now wielding the powers of a Sith Lord, proved a formidable opponent, and the arrival of a GAG trooper squad tipped the scales. Jacen stabbed Katarn in the chest, leaving him incapacitated, while Sihar and Valen evacuated him. Than was decapitated by Jacen. The rest of the team escaped with Katarn, and although the operation failed, it served as a distraction. Sihar had managed to plant a tracking device on Jacen, allowing the Jedi to monitor his movements. Shortly after the attempt on his life, Jacen met with Char Niathal, who informed him that Sadras Koyan, Prime Minister of the Five Worlds, wanted to defect to the Confederation and was seeking negotiations. Jacen went with a small force to a point between Corellia and Coruscant, where he found a group of ships commanded by Captain Hocklaw. The situation smelled like a trap. The Corellian ships had only minimal crews. With Leia's arrival, Jacen took Alana in his fighter into space. A Corellian fleet then appeared, and Jacen ordered the Second Fleet, under Admiral Tala Limpan, to engage them. It was all part of the Corellian trap. Corellia's leadership activated Centerpoint Station, whose detonation destroyed much of the Second Fleet and killed Admiral Limpan. Jacen and the Anakin Solo managed to escape, but the action prompted a harsh response. Tarfena, commander of the Confederation, imposed an embargo on the Corellian system. After the Battle of Kashyyyk, Alima Ra fled to Darth Vectivus's lair and used it as her base of operations. From there, she learned the Force Phantom technique and employed it to try to kill Leia and Han on Kashyyyk. The plan failed, and Jaina, Leia, Han, Zek, and Jag pursued her to her new hideout. Due to Alima's use of Force Phantoms and the arrival of the enemy frigate Poison Moon, commanded by the Sith Daishan, the situation split. Han tried to escape the Sith, while Leia dueled a Phantom of Alima. Jaina fought another Phantom on the surface, and Zek confronted the Sith ship. Zek managed to convince the Sith ship to withdraw, which distracted Alima and caused the Phantoms to vanish. Daishan decided to pursue the ship and left the asteroid field, but not before detonating the bombs she had placed on the surface. Jaina confronted the real Alima and chased her to the asteroid's surface. Jag arrived to support Jaina but was asked to help Zek, who was in shock after using the dark side to drive away the ship. Jag fought Alima and was wounded. Alima took his blaster. When she was about to finish him off, the blaster exploded in her hands, severing one of Alima's arms. Jag ended the fight by using his crush gaunts to break her spine and kill her, putting an end to the threat. Jaina, Zek, and Jag escaped the asteroid before it exploded. After the destruction of the Second Fleet, Jacen traveled to Centerpoint with a strike team to capture the station and use it against the Confederation. Realizing that whoever possessed Centerpoint would tip the balance of power, Grand Master Luke and the new Jedi Order organized a raid to destroy it. Jedi Master KYP Duron led the operation, accompanied by Toval Siar, an Alliance scientist who had worked on the station. Siar managed to manipulate Centerpoint's data reserve so that all galactic coordinates were altered. Amid the battle between the Confederation and the Alliance, a technician named Reichel, who had lost his wife on Coruscant, was left in charge of the firing battery. Reichel targeted the coordinates toward Coruscant, but due to Siar's manipulation, the system aimed at itself. Upon firing, the gravitic pulse destroyed the station, erasing all traces of the structure, killing everyone aboard, and many nearby ships. During the chaos, a team boarded the Anakin Solo and rescued Alana from Siegis, depriving him of his main blackmail card against Tenel Ka and Haps. Meanwhile, Sadras Koyan was assassinated by an Alliance agent while fleeing. Shortly after breaking the Corellian blockade, Fonda declared independence from the Alliance and began supplying ships to the Confederation. Seeing the urgency of reclaiming Fonda's shipyards, Siegis planned to invade the planet. Without enough ships and needing allies, Siegis sent Tahiri Vela, his apprentice, to the Imperial Remnant to negotiate with Grand Admiral Jalad Pelion. Knowing Pelion wouldn't agree, Siegis offered Bil Brinjai and Borliers to the Moff Council, led by Grand Moff Quilla, Pelion's rival. Bil Brinjai had massive shipyards, and Borliers was a key financial hub. Despite Pelion's influence, the Council decided to support Siegis. However, Siegis forgot to inform Bil Brinjai and Borliers that he would hand them over to the Remnant, and this was enough for Admiral Char Niathal to start planning her defection and join the resistance against Jacen. Pelion, for his part, summoned Admiral Natasi Dala to the Remnant to prepare against Siegis. Convinced that only she could defeat Siegis, Jaina traveled to Mandalore to train with Boba Fett. Boba agreed to instruct her in Mandalorian martial arts and weapon handling. Jaina received tough, practical lessons from the legendary bounty hunter. Jaina learned a great deal about Mandalorian culture and helped heal the mind of Sintas Vel, Fett's wife, who was believed dead. She attended the wedding of Murtagev, Fett's granddaughter, and integrated into Mandalorian society. She also trained for war and ultimately accepted that, if necessary, she would be the only one capable of killing Siegis. Later, she accompanied the Mandalorians to Fonda, hired by Admiral Natasi Dala. At Fonda, she overheard a conversation between Dala and Fett where both expressed their desire to end the Jedi and the Sith. The Galactic Alliance launched an attack on Fonda. When the fleet arrived, Siegis discovered that the mining ships he had sent to plant a massive minefield around Fonda had vanished. There were also no signs of the minefield or the enemy fleet. It was later learned that Char Niathal had informed Luke of Siegis's plan, and the miners had been destroyed as soon as they emerged from hyperspace. After ordering the planet to surrender, which the Fondaeans refused, Siegis advanced on the surface. At that moment, Fonda's entire defense fleet, hidden within the shipyards, opened fire. Siegis broke through the defenses and ordered the bombardment of the capital. Admiral Char Niathal signaled the planet to surrender, and Fonda capitulated, but Siegis continued shelling the city. Niathal relieved Siegis of command due to the massacre, but Siegis refused to recognize her authority and kept acting independently. Much of the Alliance fleet sided with Siegis, while Pelion decided to support Niathal and sent his ships to protect her. When the battle began to turn against Siegis, Pelion retired to his cabin to coordinate with Natasi Dala. He was followed by Tahiri Vela, who attempted to persuade him to join Siegis. Pelion refused and Tahiri shot him. The assembled Moffs, led by Quilla, watched Pelion die. As he lay dying, Pelion whispered Quilla's name to Dala and ordered her to strike. The coup failed for the Moffs. Although they managed to pull part of the Imperial fleet towards Siegis, the crew of the Bloodfin revolted and imprisoned the Moffs. Dala attacked Siegis's fleet, and the Mandalorians hired by Boba Fett executed Quilla and the other Moffs, forcing Siegis and Tahiri to flee the ship. They recovered Pelion's body and carried it to Corellia for burial. With the help of the Jedi Coalition, Dala's irregular Maw fleet, and a Mandalorian strike team led by Boba Fett and Jaina, forces loyal to Niathal expelled Siegis from Fonda. Niathal took control of Fonda and established it as the capital of her Alliance faction. During this time, Ben decided to prove that his cousin Jacen had killed Mara. Traveling with Lon Chevu to Cavan, Ben had a vision of his mother that directed him to search for some lost heirs. After investigating Jacen's Anakin Solo, Ben found a lock of Mara's hair that matched one Luke still kept. That evidence, combined with Jacen's confession to Shevu, convinced the Jedi that Jacen was Mara's killer. The discovery hardened Luke's resolve. Jacen had to be eliminated as a threat. The Imperial remnant, allied with Sidious, attacked the Verpine in the Roche asteroids to seize their advanced technology. The Mundalorians came to the Verpine's aid, accompanied by Jaina. The Imperials deployed a nanovirus to annihilate the Verpine warrior caste and enslave their workforce, but Mundalorians and Verpine repelled the initial Imperial assault and destroyed their flagship, a star destroyer named Dominion. Even so, the Imperials managed to capture Nickel 1, where the Moff Council took refuge with Sidious. The Jedi Coalition counterattacked at Nickel 1, joined by Confederation fleets and the exiled Alliance forces under Char Niathal. Admiral Necro maneuvered skillfully, inflicting heavy casualties and securing victory for the Galactic Alliance. Jaina landed on Nickel 1 with the intent to kill Sidious. Along with Mandalorian commandos, including Murtagev, she fought her way through the asteroid's tunnels without Sidious noticing, as his attention was focused on the space battle against Luke. When the Mundalorians attempted to assassinate the Moff Council, Sidious burst into the fray and killed nearly all the attackers, sparing only Murta. Jaina and Sidious dueled, ending with Sidious losing an arm. Jaina was forced to withdraw with the Coalition. At the same time, Admiral Attico and the remnants of the Fifth Fleet attacked Mandalore to force the Mundalorians out of the war. Attico released a second strain of the nanovirus that wiped out many of the old Mandalorian clones and their descendants. While both sides prepared for the final confrontation at Shedu Mard, Jacen sent Tahiri to locate the hidden Jedi base. Tahiri captured Ben and Lon Shevu and tortured Shevu to break Ben. Shevu died under torture, but Ben escaped and left Tahiri unconscious. Even so, Jacen already knew the location of the base at Shedu Mard. After losing his arm in the duel, Sidious's blood stained Jaina's face and neck. Using an ancient Dathomiri rite called the Night Sisters' Blood Trail, Jacen was able to follow that trail to the base. The Alliance captured Isolde, Tenel Ka's father. Without Sidious's knowledge, the Moff Council had taken part of Isolde's DNA to create a targeted nanovirus against the Hapan royal family. When Jacen discovered this, he tried to free Isolde, but Isolde refused to trust him. In a fit of rage, Sidious broke his neck. The nanovirus was released anyway, and there was no time to warn Tenel Ka. The Galactic Alliance and the Imperial remnant attacked the Jedi Coalition at Shedu Mard, marking a turning point in the war. Before the battle, the Moffs completed the nanovirus created from Isolde's DNA and released it aboard the Dragon Queen, Tenel Ka's flagship. The outbreak killed much of the crew, as many on the Dragon Queen were related to Isolde. As far as the public knew, the Hapan Tunda Alana had also succumbed to the nanovirus, but that was a tactic by Tenel Ka. The Queen Mother and Alana remained unharmed, possibly due to a 4-cent warning that Tenel Ka received from Sidious. As the battle unfolded, Ben confronted Tahiri Vela at Shedu Mard and managed to convince her to surrender. At the same time, Jaina Solo boarded the Anakin Solo to duel her brother. The duel ended when Sidious allowed Jaina to deliver the killing blow to save Tenel Ka and Alana from the nanovirus. Jaina was gravely wounded and spent several weeks recovering in a medical center. With Sidious's death, the Coalition emerged victorious. The Imperial remnant was forced to switch sides and join the Coalition, and the Confederation surrendered. Jagged Fell was appointed leader of the Imperial remnant. The war ended, and former Imperial Admiral Natasi Dala was named head of state of the Galactic Alliance after Admiral Necro declined the position. To protect Alana, Tenel Ka asked Han and Leia to adopt her, and they agreed. Although the open war concluded, the Confederation, the Imperial remnant, and the HAPS consortium refused to reintegrate into the Alliance. Dala convened the Unification Summit in 43 ABY in an attempt to reunite the galaxy. The blame for the rise of Darth Sidious ultimately fell on the Jedi, and particularly on Luke, who was arrested and later exiled by Dala's order. After the war, Jaina believed that Jacen had tragically achieved his dream of lasting peace, sacrificing his name, reputation, and life. However, in the shadows of Korriban, other surviving Sith waited, growing in number and biding their time to strike again in many years. Although peace required time for the galaxy to recover, the conflict proved to be one of the most damaging of all. In just over a year and a half, the Galactic Order lay in ruins. During Darla's tenure, peace was promised, but tensions grew until they erupted once more. In 44 ABY, anti-slavery movements spread, and Darla responded with brutal repression. The Jedi Order turned against her and supported the rebels, marking the beginning of a new phase of conflict.